Hi, it's Cheryl. Today I'm gonna read you a story. It is called A Telephone Call, written by Dorothy Parker. I just wanna hope this story will give you a good sleep. Now just come with me and hope you enjoy it. Please, God, let him telephone me now. Dear God, let him call me now. I won't ask anything else of you. Truly, I won't. It isn't very much to ask. It would be so little to you, God. Such a little thing. Only let him telephone now, please. God, please. If I didn't think about it, maybe the telephone might ring. Sometimes it does that. If I could think of something else. If I counted 500 by 5, it might ring by that time. So maybe I will just count. I'll count slowly, I won't cheat. And if it rings, when I get to 300, I won't stop. I won't answer it until I get to 500. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Please ring, please. This is the last time I'll look at the clock. I will not look at it again. It's 10 minutes past 7. He said he would telephone me at 5 o'clock. I'll call you at 5, darling. I think that's where he said, darling. I'm almost sure he said it there. I know he called me darling twice, and the other time was when he said goodbye. Goodbye, darling. He was busy, and he can't say much in the office, but he called me darling twice. He couldn't have minded my calling him up. I know you shouldn't keep telephoning them. I know they don't like that. When you do that, they know you are thinking about them and wanting them, and that makes them hate you. But I hadn't talked to him in 3 days. Not in 3 days. And all I did was ask him how he was. It was just the way anybody might have called him up. He couldn't have minded that. He couldn't have thought I was bothering him. No, of course you're not, he said. And he said he'd telephone me. He didn't have to say that. I didn't ask him to. Truly, I didn't. I'm sure I didn't. I don't think he would say he'd telephone me, but then just never do it. Please, don't let him do that, God. Please don't. I'll call you at 5, darling. Goodbye, darling. He was busy and he was in a hurry, and there were people around him, but he called me darling twice. That's mine. I have that, even if I never see him again. But that's so little. That isn't enough. Nothing's enough if I never see him again. Please let me see him again, God, please. I want him so much. I want him so much. I'll be good, God. I will try to be better. I will, if you will let me see him again. If you will let him telephone me. Let him telephone me now. Please. Don't let my prayers seem too little to you, God. You sit up there, so white and old, with all the angels about you and the stars slipping by. And I come to you with a prayer about a telephone call. Don't laugh, God. You see, you don't know how it feels. You're so safe. They're on your throne with the blue swirling under you. Nothing can touch you. No one can twist your heart in his hand. This is suffering, God. This is bad suffering. Won't you help me? For your son's sake, help me. You said you would do whatever was asked. God, in the name of thy only beloved Son, Jesus Christ, our Lord, let him telephone me now. I must stop this. I mustn't be this way. Look, suppose a young man says he'll call a girl up, and then something happens, and he doesn't. That isn't so terrible, is it? Why, it's gone all over the world right this minute. What do I care what's going on all over the world? Why can't that telephone ring? Why can't it? Why can't it? Couldn't it ring? Please, couldn't you? You damned ugly, shiny thing. It would hurt you to ring, wouldn't it? That would hurt you. Damn you. I'll pull your filthy roots out of the wall. I'll smash your smug black face in little bits. Damn you to hell. No. I must stop. I must think about something else. This is what I'll do. I'll put the clock in the other room. Then I can't look at it. If I do have to look at it, then I'll have to walk into the bedroom, and there will be something to do. Maybe before I look it again, he will call me. I'll be so sweet to him if he calls me. If he says he can't see me tonight, I'll say, "Why? That's alright, dear." Why, of course it's alright. I'll be the way I was when I first met him. Then maybe he'll like me again. I was always sweet at first. It's so easy to be sweet to people before you love them. I think he must still like me a little. He couldn't have called me darling twice today if he didn't still like me a little. It isn't all gone. If he still likes me a little, even if it's only a little, if it's only just a little bit. You see, God, if you would just let him telephone me, I wouldn't have to ask you anything more. I would be sweet to him. I would be gay. I would be just the way I used to be, and then he would love me again. And then I would never have to ask you for anything more. Don't you see, God? So, Won't you please let him telephone me? Won't you please, please, please? Are you punishing God because I've had bad? Are you angry with me because I did that? But God, there's so many bad people. You could not be hard only to me. And it wasn't very bad. It couldn't have been bad. We didn't hurt anybody. Things are only bad when they hurt people. We didn't hurt one single soul, you know that. You know it wasn't bad, don't you, God? So, won't you let him telephone me now? If he doesn't telephone me, I'll know God is angry with me. I'll count 500 by fives, and if he hadn't called me then, I would know God isn't going to help me ever again. That will be the sign. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. It was bad. I knew it was bad. Alright, God, send me to hell. You think you are frightening me with your hell, don't you? You think your hell is worse than mine. I mustn't do this. Suppose he's a little late calling me up. There's nothing to get. Maybe he isn't going to call. Maybe he's coming straight up here without telephoning. He'll be cross if he sees I have been crying. They don't like you to cry. He doesn't cry. I wish to God I could make him cry. I wish I could make him cry and tread the floor and feel his heart heavy and big and festering in him. I wish I could hurt him like hell. He doesn't wish that about me. I don't think he even knows how he feels me feel. I wish he could know without my telling him. They don't like you to tell them they made you cry. They don't like you to tell them you're unhappy because of them. If you do, they think you are possessive and exacting. And then they hate you. They hate you whenever you say anything you thought. You always have to keep playing little game. If he would just telephone, I wouldn't tell him I had been sad about him. They hate sad people. I would be so sweet and so gay. He couldn't help but like me. If he would only telephone. If he would only telephone me. This is silly. It's silly to go wishing people were dead just because they don't call you up the very minute they said they would. Maybe the clock's fast. I don't know whether it's right. Maybe he's hardly late at all. Anything could have made him a little late. Maybe he had to stay at his office. Maybe he went home to call me up from there and somebody came in. He doesn't like to telephone me in front of people. Maybe he's worried just a little bit about keeping me waiting. He might even hope that I would call him up. I could do that. I could telephone him. I mustn't. I won't telephone him. I will never telephone him again. As long as I live, he'll rot in hell before I'll call him up. You don't have to give me strength, God. I have it in myself. If he wanted me, he could get me. He knows where I am. He knows I'm waiting here. He's so sure of me. So sure. I wonder why they hate you. As soon as they are sure of you, I should think it would be so sweet to be sure. It would be so easy to telephone him. Then I know. Maybe it wouldn't be a foolish thing to do. Maybe he wouldn't mind. Maybe he like it. Maybe he has been trying to get me. Sometimes people try to get you on the telephone, and they say the number doesn't answer. I'm not just saying that to help myself. That really happens. You know that really happens, God. God, keep me away from that telephone. Let me still have just a little bit of pride. I think I'm going to need it, God. I think it will be all I'll have. What does price matter? Why I can't stand it? Pride like that is such a silly, shabby little thing. The real pride, the big pride, is in having no pride. I'm not saying that just because I want to call him. I am not. That's true. I know that's true. I will be big. I will be beyond little prides. I don't see what pride has to do with it. This is such a little thing for me to bring in pride, for me to be making such a fuss about. I may have misunderstood him. Maybe he said for me to call him up at 5. Call me at 5, darling. He could have said that perfectly well. It's so possible that I didn't hear him right. Call me at 5, darling. I'm almost sure that's what he said. God, don't let me talk this way to myself. Make me know. I'll think about something else. I'll just sit quietly if I could sit still. Maybe I could read. All the books are about people who love each other truly and sweetly. What do they want to write about that for? Don't they know it isn't true? Don't they know it's a lie? It's a goddamn lie. What do they have to tell about that for? When they know how it hurts? Damn them, damn them, damn them. I will just be quiet. This is nothing to get excited about. Look, suppose he was someone I didn't know very well. Suppose he were another girl. Then I just telephone and say, well, for goodness sake, what happened to you? That's what I do. And I never think about it. Why can't I be casual and natural just because I love him? I can be. Honestly, I can be. I'll call him up and be so easy and pleasant. You see if I want, God. Don't let me call him. Don't. Don't. God, aren't you really going to let him call me? Are you sure, God? Couldn't you please relent? Couldn't you? I don't even ask you to let him telephone me this minute, God. Only let him do it in a little while. I'll count 500 by fives. I'll do it so slowly and so fairly. If he hasn't telephoned then, I'll call him. I will. Dear kind God, my blessed Father in heaven, let him call before then. Please, God, please. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Hope you have a good night.